Now then, good morning. Well, I've got a treat for you today because those who like electric cars or hate electric cars, well, we're going for a drive in my electric car. This, the Porsche Taycan all-electric car. However, stop right there because the people who like fish and chips as well, we're going to have some fish and chips when we get there. And guess what? We're going to meet another YouTuber. We're going to do a little collaboration with Geoff Buys Cars. And we're going to meet up in Ironbridge, which is the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. And also, believe it or not, because Geoff told me that, then I had a little look, little Google and stuff to see what had a connection with Ironbridge. And believe it or not, well, Thomas Parker, inventor, he actually had his final home there and he died there. And listen to this, Thomas Parker was an English electrical engineer, inventor and industrialist. He patented improvements, right, in lead acid batteries and dynamos and was a pioneer of manufacturing equipment that powered electric tramways and electric lighting. So there you go, you've got something to do with electric as well. So we're off to Ironbridge today in my electric car. Now, a little bit of interesting information as well, because Geoff is going to meet us there as well, I believe from somewhere in Worcestershire anyway. So he's got his diesel, I think he's going in his Jaguar, his diesel Jaguar, and it's full, and he's got 549 miles of range. Do you say range in a fuel car, in a diesel car? I think you do, don't you? Range. He's got 549 miles of range anyway. It's 7:21. I'm going via my Barber's, Baz the Barber in Nottingham. It's now 7:21. I've charged my car up, and last night I charged it up. I've got 234 miles of range. I charged it up to 100%. It was down to 8% overnight, and it cost me £17.03 to fully charge it up, because it's a lot cheaper to charge it here at home. So follow me on the journey. It's a beautiful day as well here in England, so you're going to get to see some nice scenery as well. And when we get there, I've been to Ironbridge before and it is an amazing place. Read it up. It's steeped in history. It's going to be interesting to see, because I believe I'm going to have to actually charge up either on the way there or on the way back, because I don't think I'll have enough range to get there and back like a diesel. Anyway, we'll talk more in the car. If you're new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button, click that little bell for notifications of when I upload new videos. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Okay, stop the music right there. It got stuck. There we go, got it out eventually. Got a bit worried. Whew, come on, carry on, onwards. Right, okay, so we're on the road. It's saying about 100 miles actually to Ironbridge, but I've got to get back to Mansfield and then up to Leeds after. So I'm going to need a little bit more range in it. So I'm just going to top it up along the way if I've got a chance, just to pop a little bit in, because if I go back to the office where I charged it up overnight last night, that's going to take ages and I need a fast charger. So I'll just put a little bit of charge in. By the way, little note to people, now this winds me up. I got up to the traffic lights back there, tell me what you think. And you get two lanes, you get a left hand lane and a right hand lane at traffic lights, and you stop at the traffic lights and you think I'll go in the right hand lane because they're going to go, they're obviously not in a hurry in the left hand lane there. And then the people in the right hand lane just wait, and they take ages to take the handbrake off, and then they take ages to go, and the left hand lane's already gone, and you think, why have you got in the right hand lane? Don't go in there if you don't want to get on your way. That's my gripe done for today. Come on, onwards. the road's closed. Now then, I've actually got a little bit of a whinge here, and this is on the side of EV owners actually, because back there was a diesel car splurting out loads and loads of dirty, horrible smoke, and it got right in the back of my throat, and I'm going, for God's sake, I can't believe it. What you get your car sorted. And actually, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, this is what I'm going against here, but I'm not, because I think you should keep your diesel cars clean. You see, it just needed a little TLC. That's what it needed looking after. Probably needed an MOT. But yeah, it's got right in the back of my throat, that has. So there we go. Anyway, look after your cars if you've got them, your internal combustion engine cars. Can you remember, by the way, years ago, I've said this before, when was it Gordon Brown? Can't remember who was in the UK, and I don't know whether it was the same in the US actually. You'll have to tell me. And around the world, in Australia and other places, we were all told to get diesel cars because they were better for the environment, and we were even given tax breaks on them, etc. And the fuel was cheaper as well. It was miles cheaper for diesel fuel at the start, and then we were told, oh, it's bad for the environment. It's unusual to give us false information or incorrect information, isn't it, like that? Anyway, that's controversial. We're not getting into that. Come on, onwards. So as I say, we're meeting up with another YouTuber called Geoff Buys Cars. I'll put his link in the description down below and also at the end as well. And we're going to be meeting up with him in his diesel Jag.
It's a Jag.
A Jag. And I like a Jag. My mum and dad used to have a Jag years ago. Really old Jag. And it was beautiful. Anyway, that's by the by. So I reckon the name for this video, I always have to think of names for the video. I mean, really, it's there, isn't it? And my mate Jeff Carter said to me, he went, well, if you're meeting up with him in his diesel, it's going to be Dirty Diesel versus Evil. Evil? The dirty Diesel versus Evil? Well, I liked it anyway. There we go. Anyway, so we're going to meet up with him. We're going to have a chat about electric cars and the internal combustion engine. I mean, as I say, I've said before on numerous videos, and I'm sure you've watched them, I have an electric car. I think they're rubbish. I personally don't think they're the future. However, what do I know? I could be wrong. I've been wrong. Well, have I been wrong before? No, like I said, actually, like my dad used to say, I've only ever been wrong once. That's when I thought I was wrong, but I wasn't. Anyway, but as I say, it's just my opinion. I have to say that. So I could be wrong. It's my opinion only. And I'm sure you'll have your opinion. Well, I'm sure that the evangelists will have their opinion in the comment section down below, because they're a feisty lot. They're a feisty lot. It's early. I need coffee and a Krispy Kreme. Come on, onwards. In fact, EV owners, if you're out there, do you find that you drink more coffee and you eat lots of Krispy Kremes now? I'll tell you what, if eventually electric cars are going to get less and less and less range, because we're going to get heavier and heavier and heavier from drinking lattes and eating Krispy Kremes whilst charging. That winds me up as well. Look at these. Overtaking here, right? Overtaking. I'm actually in the inside lane here. I'm actually queuing nicely. And these people here are trying to push in the queue. In their internal combustion engines and their dirty diesels that have got that. Do you know what? Remember, what I don't miss about my internal combustion engine cars, because I think they ruined them when they put the auto start stop feature on it. I used to switch it off all the time. Every time you got in, switch it off, because it used to annoy me. And I know we're going to get people out there going, you're polluting the environment, then you're wasting petrol. It used to take more petrol starting and stopping the thing, and it was a nightmare. It used to be like, and then it took ages to go again. and if you're in a jam it'd switch off again, switch on again, switch off again. You come up to the lights, it'd switch off. The auto start stop feature was the beginning of the end, I believe, for the internal combustion engine, because that's when they wanted to cancel us all out. They started to put that feature on it, and it was awful. I mean, what did you think of that? And if you've got the auto start stop feature and you've got an internal combustion engine car, do you just get in the car and automatically switch it off? Because on my previous cars, my Boxsters, there was no way. In the EU, it might be different around the world actually. I'm pretty sure somebody said in the States they didn't have to do that. It was a silly EU thing that they keep bringing in. The EU always brings silly things in, don't they? They're now even telling Apple that they've got to use USB-C on their iPhones. And then the EU brings in the cookie warning as well. I mean, that was a dumb thing, wasn't it? Oh, let's put cookie warnings on everything. Everybody just goes, go away. I'm not interested in whether it's got cookies. Just go away. Click. This website's got. Stop it. Get rid of it. I mean, the EU, they basically are like council people, aren't they? They wear brown and beige ties and take an apple to work with them and have their wives pack them corned beef sandwiches with no mayonnaise or salad cream as well. Anyway, that's by the by. So the auto start stop feature, I don't know where I'm going with this. The auto start stop feature in the UK and in the EU used to be automatically switched on when you got in the car. In the rest of the world, I did hear in America that it didn't actually do that. Pop it in the comment section down below. Beige and brown tyres and corned beef. I don't know where it all comes from. Anyway, come on, onwards. I have to say, cyclists back there, and I always go, get out of the way. And I am a cyclist as well. I have an electric bike, and I've got another electric bike being sent me actually by some manufacturer who said, do you want to review our electric bike? And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I want to review that electric bike because it looks really cool. So anyway, but I always still moan at cyclists going, get out of the way. They've got their own cycle lanes here, yet they still cycle on the roads. And I know why, from being a cyclist. Because cycle lanes are rubbish. They don't work because they get all the rubbish kicked up from the cars, and you get gravel on all the cycle lanes because the councils put them there and then they don't bother cleaning them or anything. So basically you end up going over the gravel and your wheel slips and you end up falling off. So cycle lanes, absolutely pointless, waste of time, and all it does is create more traffic jams and more anger and more stress on the roads. It was a guy again in a council with his beige tie on, chewing on his corned beef sandwich, his dry corned beef sandwich. I know, let's have a cycle lane. Oh, hang on a minute, I'll finish drawing that because it's 11 o'clock now. Pen's down, we've got to have our break and eat my apple. There you go. Anyway, come on. I used to work for the council. If any people are working, I used to work for Mansfield District Council and do their graphic design. If anybody's watching from the council, I've actually got some friends at the council. I do apologise, but some of them actually did wear beige ties and have their wives pack their pack lunch for them, and I think they were corned beef sandwiches. Anyway, they've probably retired now. Come on, onwards. Right, turn this milk float off, go and get my hair cut, then we'll get to Ironbridge and we'll work out, and we'll go and see Geoff Buys Cars. traffic is absolutely mad this morning. There's a school around there as well, and you can see all the, you know, the parents taking their children to school. It's mainly women actually taking their children to school. Sorry, I'm not being sexist before anybody starts, but it is with coffees. And there was a woman back there again I've just seen as I was pulling down here in a massive great 4x4, getting one child out the back. And she'd got, and I'm not, it was a coffee in her hand. I don't know whether it was a Costa coffee. Other coffees are available, but she'd got a coffee in her hand, taking one child to school in a, what was it? I think it was I don't know what it was. It was a huge 4x4 anyway, rant over, you know, and it wasn't electric either. It was an internal combustion engine. Come on. Crikey, come on, I'm going to get knocked over. Come on. Mind you, I am a bit jealous. I do need a coffee. Wish I'd gone and got one. Do you realise how long these videos take, having to set the camera up, record myself coming in, put the camera there, open the door and come in again? It's twice that I've been in here. Now, I'm at Basford Barber Shop. They don't sponsor me, by the way. However, if you are from Nottingham, these are the best barbers in the world. Come and see Baz the Barber. He's come in specially for me today. And I said, he's actually got me a coffee over there. Can you believe it? Because I'm going away. And I said, can you cut my hair? He says, well, I'm off on Tuesdays. He says, but for you, I'll come in. They won't do this for everybody, by the way, but come to Basford Barber Shop. It's like one of them adverts on the cinema from years ago. Basford Barber Shop, and it used to have all the different, you know, moving images, etc. Anyway, I'm going to ask him a quick question because, and he's a bit nervous on camera, but however, that's only when we're messing around. It's a serious question today, very, very serious, because we're talking about electric cars. And today I'm meeting up with a guy called Geoff Buys Cars, and he's going to meet me in Ironbridge in his dirty diesel. So it's dirty diesel versus evil. Anyway, quick question for Baz the Barber at Basford Barber Shop, by the way, in Nottingham. So if you're around about Nottingham, come and say hello to Baz. Give him some business. Right, see how relaxed we are. I've even got a coffee in my hand. So, electric cars. You know I've got an electric car. I think everybody in the world knows I've got an electric car now. Yeah. And what do I think of them? I think they're rubbish, don't I? Really?
Yeah, you don't rate them, do you?
I don't rate them, not very highly, that could be said. And evangelists are very strong about their cars as well. But anyway, you've got a diesel, haven't you?
I have.
It gets lots to the gallon.
Yeah, it does all right on the long trips. Short trips.
Short trip.
Pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah. But would you ever think about going electric?
Yeah, probably. Just don't watch your videos.
Do you find that it's been shoved down your neck though, having an electric car all the time?
Not really, not yet. No, you see bits of it. I don't think I've seen too much of it. Yeah, I think it's something that we'll all have to have there in the future, isn't it? So,
you see, that's what we're told though, isn't it?
That's what we're told.
All have to have one in the future.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I mean, can I ask your diesel? What does it cost you roughly a month to put in fuel? Rough guesstimate.
About 150 quid out of 4.
150 quid, and you get quite a few miles out of that.
Yeah, we get places, yeah.
You can drive to Skegness and back on one tank easily.
Yeah.
Not have to stand at charges for hours. But
no, not looking about that.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, I've got a coffee. I was just saying, by the way, stick with us because it's a journey. This round the corner, all the kids are getting dropped off to school by the parents.
In the middle of the road.
In the middle of the road, and one of them was in a massive great 4x4, and she got out with a takeaway coffee in her hand as well. And you see them sometimes still with the dressing gown on. What's all that about?
Yeah.
Have you seen them with the dressing gown?
Yeah, loads. It's the norm, isn't
it? Dressing gown, handbag, a takeaway coffee. It's cool, isn't it? There we go. Anyway, I'm going to get my hair cut, and then we'll get back on the way down to Ironbridge. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Right, okay, so it's time to get to Ironbridge. Don't forget, by the way, if you need your hair cutting in Nottingham, come to Basford Barber Shop and come and see Baz the Barber. And Katie will be in sometimes. Well, come and see Katie and say hello to them both. They're like the dynamic duo. Anyway, come on, onwards my friends. See you later. Right, let's get to Ironbridge. It's in Shropshire, is it? Shropshire? Is it Shropshire? Telford? Ironbridge? I don't know, pop it in the comment section down below. Ironbridge, but it's a beautiful place. Absolutely gorgeous, steeped in history. And what a beautiful day. I tell you what, I love England when it is like this. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right, okay, let's get back to the car. Hopefully my wheels are still on. Right, yes, the wheels are still on. Come on, onwards my friends. Right, okay, so we've got 3 different routes that we can go. 2 of them are toll routes, which are £8.60. I'm not going to do that. I'm not paying £8.60 for a toll road because, well, I don't agree with toll roads really. So we're going to go the other way, which is about another 10 to 15 minutes longer, and it's slightly further. So it's 86 miles, 1 hour and 53 minutes. We're going to arrive there around about 11 o'clock. So that should be all right. Hopefully, I'm hoping, by the way, that there is actually a charging point in Ironbridge, and then that way I can be charging while I'm there, which might work out better. Although if we're going for fish and chips, I don't want to leave it charging because then I'm taking a charging point up, which is the problem. So anyway, let's get on the road. Beautiful day, and we can see some sights along the way as well, and show you some some of Ironbridge when we get there, and also some great fish and chips. Now, let you into a secret. I've actually been to Ironbridge before, and I've actually filmed there before as well for the Birmingham Post. And where am I going here? And I've actually had the fish and chips at this place about 3 years ago, and it was really nice from what I remember, but that was pre-pandemic, so things have changed since then. I'm hoping they're still good though. So anyway, I wasn't reviewing fish and chips back then. I was doing the filming for the what was it for the I think it was Travel Awards or whatever for the Birmingham Post. But anyway, that's by the by. Let's get on the road and come on, as I normally say, onwards my friends. Right, so we're just joining the M1 South now. I know what the evangelists are going to say here. What you should do is plan your journey, and I should actually, but I didn't have the time last night because I was editing and I was uploading and I was doing other things. I should have actually gone online and had a look to see if there's a charger in Ironbridge. So I'm hoping there will be a charger in Ironbridge. If not, then I'll just have to charge on the way back somewhere and have a look while I'm down there. But that's the thing at the moment, isn't it, with electric cars? Driving should be a pleasure, and it should be about getting you from A to B in the least amount of stress possible. And with an electric car, it isn't like that. It creates more stress, it creates more pressure, and driving should be enjoyable. My mum always used to say that driving should be enjoyable, but it seems that like the powers that be are taking all the enjoyment out of driving. I find myself, I don't know about you, whether you're driving an internal combustion engine car or whether you're driving an electric car, whatever you're driving, it's all taken away. The enjoyment's taken away from you because it's now you're looking at your speed all the time, because there's average speed cameras and there's speed cameras at the side of the road, and there's vans with speed cameras, so you're literally looking down and you're not actually, sometimes I don't think, concentrating on your driving. You're concentrating more on your speedo and what you're doing than actually looking in front of you, because you're thinking, am I doing the right speed? Now I know on here I can set a speed on here, but I find it a little bit dangerous because you have to kick down to get out of a situation. But I don't know, I think all the enjoyment has been taken away, and they're squeezing every little bit of enjoyment out of driving until basically, because I don't personally think they want us to travel anywhere at all. They want to keep us all within a 15-minute city like in Oxford, etc., or whatever, and you just travel within that space. And I think that is literally where we're going. And if we don't put a stop to it and say no, then that's what's going to happen. You've got all your ULEZ zones coming in Birmingham, you've got them in London, and it's a matter of time before it happens everywhere across the board, and you won't be able to travel anywhere unless you've got an electric car. And then I've said also, those ULEZ zones will change to road charges for cost per mile. So only the rich and the privileged will be able to drive. Hey, I tell you what, I'm glad I did my times tables at school, because I'm just thinking, well, £8, it would have saved me about 12 mile or whatever, and a little bit of time. But I'm thinking that's £8. Then I'm thinking, well, it's £8. Then you got to use your, extra electricity or whatever to get there, and your mileage. Then I'm thinking, hang on a minute, then you got to do it back. That's £16. £16. It's a little bit of a vision into the future of what's going to happen, isn't it? Where your cost per mile, where your ULEZ zones turn into cost per mile when everybody is in electric, or everybody who can afford to go electric goes electric. Then it's cost per mile, so they basically cost you out of it. And it's expensive, isn't it? That is expensive. £16 on top of your journey to go on a toll road. And it'd be all right if it was like the autobahns in Germany, where there's no speed limits and you can go as fast as you want and just get there. And no, it's crazy, absolute madness, that is madness. Anyway, let's keep going. I won't go on about everybody trying to get us, the powers that be trying to get us into electric cars. Let me pull into this lane and overtake. Getting us into electric cars where they're driving around in their big... I opened the website the other day and some news story come up, and it was the mayor of London. I won't mention his name, but again, he was in his massive gas guzzling Range Rover, and I'm thinking, he's taking the Michael, isn't he? He's taking the Michael. He's having a giggle. He's laughing at us, basically. He's laughing at us. Anyway, come on. On with fish and chips on the bright side. Fish and chips. Do you know what? I haven't had fish and chips for about 3 or 4 days. Come on, onwards. Now we're going to have a chat with Geoff when we get there, but what's interesting is that I've been reading that the sales of electric cars have actually declined as of late. So there was a big surge in buying electric cars, but all of a sudden, and I don't know, I can't verify this information, by the way, so you can pop it in the comment section down below, and evangelists out there as well, have your say on this as well. If this is true about electric car sales and they're on the decline, why is it, if it is true? And if it isn't true, then let us know in the comment section down below why this information is out there, although we know there's a lot of information that isn't true. However, I'm pretty sure though that these statistics are actually factual, and it is correct, because it's come from people who are knowledgeable and have good lots of respect for them. So there we go. Pop it in the comment section down below. If electric car sales, I'm going to ask Geoff anyway, because I'm sure he'll tell us the information. His channel is literally all about cars. So let us know in the comment section why has it declined? Why? I mean, are we waking up to the fact that electric cars are just a complete and utter farce and a scam and a waste of time? We'll find out. I tell you what though, I cannot wait to meet up with Geoff Buys Cars. I watch his channel all the time, and it's fantastic, honestly. pop I'll pop his details in the comment section down below. Also, his little picture will be on the end. Head over and go and subscribe to him, because honestly, you'll really enjoy some of the content that he puts out. It's fantastic. I love it. And some of the videos are just brilliant. I've been in a couple of them, and he's mentioned me in a couple of them. So and I think he's also doing I did London to Edinburgh, and he's going to do a long journey in his diesel car as well, to see what he comes across there. Probably nothing, because he'll just drive to wherever he's going and drive back without even filling up. He's missing out on his Krispy Kremes though, isn't he? Come on, onwards. Right, I can see Birmingham, the city of Birmingham, over to my left there, where they've got the ultra low emission zone, and also now it's 60-mile-an-hour limit for air quality. Now, oh, Dave Wellborn, here we go. Now then, Dave, you are on the vlog. Do you want to say hello to the viewers? Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Are you in your? It's JB. You're still there. Now then, are you in your?
I'm still there.
Are you still in your electric lorry? Oh no, it's not an electric lorry, is it? It's a dirty diesel.
It's a dirty diesel. Yeah, I'm still sat here.
Or is it?
Sitting here with me.
Now then, quick question for you: biodiesel or biofuel? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
And is it more friendly to the environment?
Oh, I don't know. I can't see how, because I've got a new one now, and it runs on I call it chip fat, but it's not normal diesel, it's MVO. So we have more places to fill, because if you need it, you just go through a McDonald's drive-through. But I'm not sure about. It must be cleaner. It's got to be cleaner, else they wouldn't do it, would they?
There you go.
Not hydrogen, that'd be nice.
I bet you can't wait for your electric lorries, though, can you?
I'm retiring before then, trust me. I'm not going to have one of them. See, I see what trouble you have with a Porsche.
Oh, well, exactly. Now then, here, just before, now stay there, viewers, because another question. I'm now at 60 miles an hour, right, going past Birmingham, which is the ultra low emission zone, because it's speed limit for air quality, right? And you'll get a ticket if you go over 60. But speed limit for air quality, I'm in an electric car, that shouldn't apply to me. I should be able to go past them and go, look at you in your internal combustion engine dirty vehicles. Bye-bye, and I should be able to go past, shouldn't I?
You should, yeah. It's trouble is though, they're all doing 60 mile an hour, but everyone's braking to slow down. So where's the efficiency and the clean air coming then? Because where's all the emissions going if everyone's braking hard?
Well, exactly.
So
they've got the lane on the left there that's closed at the moment with the red X, right? That should be open for electric vehicles, and the other people should be going at 60, and we should be able to go faster. And then we could whisk and waft past them, you know, with a smug face. I have an electric car. You know, there we go. See, I'm getting I'm getting a bit like an evangelist. I'm getting, it's taking me over. No, I can't, I must, stop.
you can go off some people, can't you?
Anyway, onwards, my friends. Right, Ironbridge. Now then, funny thing, just had a Tesla overtake me. Not the one that's in front of me there on the last clip, but a red Tesla. Where am I going here? And he overtook me. I'm in the middle of the lane. It's telling me I'm not driving in the middle of the lane. And he overtook me and he came to the side of me there, and I just happened to glance over and he just went like that and pointed at me. I thought, what's he doing? What's all that about? And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, let me turn this air conditioning off. So, oh, my range has just gone up. So I'm thinking, what's he doing? And I'm thinking, he probably watches the videos. It's like being in this car now is like, it's like having a target on my back, isn't it? For the evangelist. There he is. Go get him. I never thought of it like that, did I? I know exactly, because I've had people pip at me on the M1 before and give me the thumbs up, and I'm thinking they're the people who like the videos. But then you've got the evangelists who absolutely can't stand me, and they're the ones. It's like having a target, isn't it? Come and get me. Anyway, Telford. My first girlfriend was from Telford. Louise, her name was, when I was, how old was I? I was about, I think about 8 or 9. Anyway, come on, onwards. Whoever it was in that Tesla, by the way, I have to say, very nice colour red. I've never seen a Tesla that colour red before. I wonder whether it was a wrap. It was like a metallic, deep red. And I've never seen a Tesla that colour before. It was a beautiful colour. It really was. I wonder, I know you can have your cars wrapped these days, all sorts of different colours, can't you? You can have them multicoloured, but it was very, very nice. So if you are watching, pop it in the comment section down below. Let me know whether it was a vehicle wrap, because it was a beautiful colour. Am I actually saying a nice thing about a Tesla? Come on, onwards. I think something's going wrong. I don't feel very well. I can't feel right. Come on. Hello, Geoff Buys Cars. Well, I'm here in Ironbridge. It's not really a village that's designed for a massive wide electric car, but
no, I'd imagine it's not.
You are in the Museum of the Gorge car park, is that right?
I've parked in the Museum of the Gorge and I've walked up to the bridge. I've just ordered a little coffee.
Okie doke.
So get yourself parked up and have a stroll, and then we can make a plan once we've had a little look at the bridge.
Right, okay, I shall see you there. Museum of the Gorge, here I am, I'm pulling in. Right, I shall see you very shortly.
Can you see? You can probably see the Jag up in the corner.
It's a Jag.
Oh, I can see his Jag. You're just on the vlog at the moment. I'm looking out for the Jag.
The official vehicle.
The official vehicle. Oh, there's plenty of parking space. Very good. I wonder if there's any charging points in here, though.
Right.
Oh, I can see. I can see the Jag. I shall park next to it. See you shortly. See you at the bridge.
Right on.
Bye.
See you in a bit. Bye bye.
Right, there it is. The Jag.
It's a Jag.
The official vehicle. Here we go. I'm going to park right next to it. Here we go. Look at this. Plenty of parking spaces. Hopefully I can pay by contactless as well. Here we go. Right, come on, let's get this thing parked up. Look at that Jag. It's even got, oh, it's got the Jaguar badge at the front as well. Is it the Running Tiger or something?
It's a Jag.
There we go. Right, let's pull back here. Excellent. There we go. Right, let's get this milk float off and let's get out there. Right, come on. Let's turn this off. Onwards, my friends. Oh, right. Just have a look at this car. Official vehicle, a Jag. Right, there you go. Diesel versus evil. Which one would you have? Right, let's find out how much this is. Oh, up to 3 hours, £3. I'll take that, that's not bad. Right, go and display my ticket in the windscreen and we'll go and meet Geoff Buys Cars. Right, just use the little boy's room there. Public toilets, free as well. Very, very, very rare to see free public toilets these days. It's like going back in time. Used to see them when you was a kid with, I don't know, people hanging around them and loitering around them in beige coats. Probably with electric cars as well, I don't know. The kind of people that would have electric cars. That's controversial. I didn't mean that. Come on, onwards. Now I have been here before and this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful part of the UK. It really is. I mean, and when you've got a day like this is what I say. I'd rather be in this country when the sun's shining than anywhere else in the world. It really is gorgeous. Got the Malt House pub over here, look at this. And there's Ironbridge over there in the distance. What I didn't see in the car park, however, was any electric vehicle charging points to say that this is the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. Controversial. Now I have actually been in that Truffles Cafe and I have to say it was very good from memory. Here we go, Ironbridge. What a beautiful place.
Right then viewers, onwards!
I can see Geoff Buys Cars. Wow, this is an absolutely gorgeous place. Look at that, pork pies, ice cream. Wow, look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? It's amazing. Love it. Look at these. Here we go. He's there, Geoff Buys Cars. I think he's vlogging me and I'm vlogging him. We're vlogging each other. He's there. Here he is.
Alright sir,
How are you?
I'm filming you and
You're
filming me.
double vlogging. How
I'm
about
going to put
that?
mine down.
Hey, you're very smart.
I've dressed up for you especially.
There we go.
There is a monologue in my car about why I've put a tie on, but I'll leave that for people to watch on my channel.
I tell you what,
Hello.
it's not a beige tie though. I just said that there's public toilets down there.
Yeah?
Do you know I said something a bit controversial though?
Oh, what have you said?
I might have to retract that.
What did you say?
I said, well, they were free.
Yeah?
Like you used to, you know when you were a kid?
In the old days,
In the old days.
when stuff used to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Porcelain toilets
Yeah.
in there for free.
Yeah.
And you used to see like old gentlemen in beige coats hanging
Yeah.
around outside.
Yeah.
The kind of person that would have an electric car.
Do you know what I thought, right? Talk about all this woke nonsense. I just went for a coffee over there. I'm not very good at doing food reviews. First he bought me the wrong coffee and I had a sip and then he took it back and I presume he just gave it to someone else because he didn't see me have a sip and then it wasn't a very good coffee anyway. But I said to him, where's the toilets? And he just went, they're over there opposite the fence, and I thought, he didn't ask me if I'm a boy or a girl.
Ooh.
How did he might have directed me to the wrong toilet.
Controversial.
Can't say that, can you, anymore? Can't say that.
Anyway, I'm turning this off a minute because I'm just gonna. Hey, easy, easy.
Whoa, hello.
Steady on.
It's all
there we
kicking
go.
off in Ironbridge.
It's kicking off, and it's a beautiful place. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a minute because we're going to do some vlogs and stuff, and we've seen
Yeah.
your car.
Yeah, yeah.
With the tiger on the front, lion, tiger, jaguar. isn't it?
Jaguar?
It's a what am I on
Tiger
about?
or a lion?
I'm going. It's a tiger
What
or a
happens
lion.
when you hang out with someone that does food videos?
I know it's a jaguar. Of course it is. I'm thinking a tiger or a lion. I've lost the plot.
It's all the range anxiety. It's killed your brain.
It has. Do you know what? On the front of mine, I reckon it should have a Duracell battery or something like that. Anyway, come on.
could be arranged.
Onwards. Right, so this is new to you. So, can you say, in today's vlog, my friend?
In today's vlog, my friends, do I say onwards now? I say
There you go. We're going to review some more fish and chips.
Gonna review some more fish and chips.
And it's going to be crispy on the outer and soft on the inner.
It's chewy on the outside and crispy on like a dime bar.
Hey. Dime bar? Dime bar?
Dime.
I'm not very good at this, so I'll do cars.
That bloke's a nutter.
Dime.
I like fish and chips though.
You do?
Yeah.
Now then, cod or haddock.
Oh, I don't mind.
Right, salt first or vinegar first?
I don't care, but a lot of vinegar.
Lot of
I like
vinegar.
a lot of vinegar, yeah.
Right, because some say that you put. I used to put salt on first, then vinegar on, and then some say, well, it washes it off.
I'd probably go salt first, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then others say, I'm told lately, salt, vinegar, then salt again.
Salt again?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So there's a lot that goes on in fish.
There's a lot more to fish and chips than electric cars.
Tell you my theory on fish and chips though. The taste is always varied relative to the view that you have when you eat it.
It is. Now then, if you have skin on fish, does that bother you?
No, not at all. I saw your video about that the other day and I thought I'm okay with that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
I'm done. I'm out of it. I mean, I agree with you. The electric cars are rubbish, but come on, skin on fish, that's not acceptable.
I'm alright with that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I don't know whether these have. I mean, I have been to these before, but it was about 3 years ago.
PC, pre-corona.
Yeah. Can you say that now? I don't know whether you can.
I meant
You mean the beer? The beer, yeah, the beer. Let's go in there. We're going to mark it out of 10. I want you guys to mark it out of 10 as well, on looks and on price and on our facial expressions.
And on view. I believe there's a good view.
There's a good view as well, yeah. It's all about the ambience. Let's get in there.
Ironbridge the best.
Right, wow. Well, this has got to be, I'm going to tell you the best view that I've had while I've, there we go. Oh, that's better. Now that's better, yeah. Do you know what people say to me? Wow, I don't realise how tall you are. I'm 6'4".
I'm only a small YouTuber.
See what I did there? That's what you did there. We're going to ask you a few questions. We've ordered fish chips, mushy peas and a curry sauce each. I've also ordered, this is very controversial, the poor man's Ribena, a Vimto.
Where is your Vimto?
My tin of Vimto's here, look. There it is, look.
Pass it here.
Vimto. There you go.
Now, my missus is really hot on health and well-being. She wouldn't really like me eating fish and chips. But you're okay with this one because it's not essentially too bad. But all the other drinks in the fridge, not ideal for you.
Diet Coke?
Soft drinks are basically the devil. But I don't mind a bit of Vimto, so you're okay. I don't... You're calling it poor man's Ribena?
Yeah.
I always saw Vimto as being one notch above Ribena. No.
Nah. Although my mum used to have Vimto when I was a kid, growing up in the Lake District.
Yeah.
And she'd have the dilute version of it.
That's what we have in the house with a bit of sparkling water.
Yeah, but
Great stuff.
Yeah, but oh, look at here we go.
Here it comes.
Wow, here he
Food
comes. Look at
time.
this.
Look at the food.
Look at that. Fantastic.
That looks great.
Wow. Right, okay, so before we start, now
We have to give thanks.
we have to give thanks.
Yeah.
To who?
The
The evangelists out there.
the great spirit in the sky. Thanks for the food.
No, to the greater good.
Thanks to the greater good. That's quite funny because in my intro to my video, as to what I'll explain later, but basically I grew up in a very churchy community, and I always hated wearing smart clothes, so I was forced to wear smart clothes when I was a kid.
Well, you're certainly not wearing beige. That's a good thing. So what we're going to do first is, you'll like this. I always have a thumbnail where I make whoever's on my video look really stupid.
Oh, okay. Well, I look pretty stupid as it is.
So you've got to grab hold of your fish and chips there, your tray.
Yeah.
Right, you'll like this bit, you ready? And then you've got to, I'll come like that, and you've got to look, and you've got to go, more like a ooh, a bit more of a ooh, ooh.
Ooh. Is that ooey enough?
Yeah, go a bit more. Ooh. And look at the camera with a ooh,
Ooh.
or a
I
shocked
don't know which
face.
lens to look at. You've got
Can you
three
do a
lenses.
shocked face.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Excellent.
Right, so I think we've got you back there.
Yeah.
So, right, what we'll do is we'll review the fish and chips.
Yeah.
However, this is not just a fish and chip review. It's also, we can dig in now. We'll mark them out.
Cold by the time you've done all this.
I know, normally I do a lot of like, I do a lot of like flyovers of the fish and chips, but we're not doing that this time. There's your knife, there you go. And then now is it a napkin or is it a serviette?
I think it depends where you are. We're in the black country, so it's probably a tissue.
Ah, tissue, there we go. Right, okay, so first things first. I'm just going to check the cameras all right.
Yeah,
So
carry on.
1 second. Are we back? See, there you go.
Question. Question.
Question.
Sound like Dwight Schrute from The Office. Question.
Question.
Knife and fork or fingers?
Do you know, I used fingers the other day in Scotland and it tasted better, but I'm going to go knife and fork this time because I don't want greasy tripods and everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So, right, so curry sauce and mushy peas. I'm going to put salt and vinegar on. I'm going to put salt on, and then I'm going to put vinegar on, right? And then I'm going to put... I can't see any skin on the fish.
Okay, gents.
Everything
we
is
haven't started.
amazing.
Yeah.
Just
Is it
about
cod
to
or
start.
haddock?
It's cod.
It's cod. Okay, excellent.
We do haddock, but that's cod.
Brilliant.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So we've got the mushy peas there as well. Look at that. Okay.
Very green, isn't it? Very green.
Very
that.
green, very green.
It's good to be green these days.
It it is. The space station will probably see them.
Yeah.
Although they do smell good. We're going to go in for the mushy peas first. Quite nice actually, to be fair. And then the batter on this. We'll do a quick review on the fish and chips because I've got a few questions to ask you about.
I'm learning. You carry on. I'm learning.
About the cars. So there's a nice meaty fish there. No skin on the fish. That's all good. That's very nice actually. Got a nice batter on there. Wow, that's actually really good.
It's easier with your fingers.
It is actually, yeah. Curry sauce. We're going to get this review out of the way really quickly because I've got questions to ask about electric cars. Curry sauce is good. Got a little bit of a kick to it. And then could you just pass me the poor man's Ribena? Thank you very much. Other drinks are available. Got to be so careful these days, don't you? You can't say anything.
Yeah.
Got a nice kick to that. Very good, enjoying it, and the chips are good as well. Beautiful view. Right, there we go. We'll mark this in a minute. So, electric cars, diesel. Down here, I used, I think I'm down to about 100 and, in fact I can tell you what my mileage...
But you with your app for your car.
Look at this, I can actually tell you exactly on my Porsche app. Give it a minute to come through an update, and I can tell you, I'm down to 140 miles now. Right, I'm down to 60% battery. Right, can you do that with your Jag?
you didn't charge this morning?
No, I charged overnight.
When you text me this morning,
Yeah.
hold on. When you text me, how many miles have you done coming down here?
I think it was about 100 miles, was it? Something 90 to 100 miles, I can't remember exactly.
So you messaged me and it was saying 234, and now you're on 140, so you've used 94 miles range.
Yeah, so that's it, 94 miles range.
Where did you come from?
I came from Mansfield. We'll work this one out. Mansfield in Nottinghamshire, Forest Town.
Mansfield. I don't think it's 94 miles.
What do you think it is? Let's have a look. Forest Town. Bear with us 1 second, we'll work this
Mansfield Town.
out. Yeah, Mansfield Town Centre, roughly.
64 miles.
Wow, okay.
So you lost 30 miles on the way here.
Crikey.
I gained 19.
So I've lost
Yeah.
range on that.
So you've lost range.
Right. So
But that should get you home.
it should, however, I've then got to go to Leeds after I get
Oh,
there,
right,
which is
okay.
another 80 miles. So I do need to charge at some point. So anyway, electric cars, I've said I don't like them. I think they'll never work.
Yep.
And I think it's all about control. What's your thoughts on that? without being too controversial.
Well, I don't think you need to. The thing is, I don't think you need to be too controversial. My honest answer on electric cars is, as I've said on many of my videos, I think they work for a very small portion of the population, and I think they would work for a very small portion of the population if the goal of electric cars was to make small, cheap, affordable, convenient travel for the masses. But the answer is they don't really work, and the goal isn't to make small, cheap, affordable transport for the masses. The goal seems to be to make the biggest, most expensive, most ludicrous electric car that you can. Case in point, Jaguar are now shutting down production of all their petrol and diesel cars. They're going to go electric only.
Really?
With a 4-door electric car that will be £100,000 plus. That's quite hot off the press, that one.
They're actually pricing people out of the market.
They're pricing people out of the market, and the conspiracy theorists would say that the future will involve only rich elites being allowed to travel anywhere, and it certainly seems like the market's heading that way.
Now, another question. We're going electric to save the environment, to go green. We're forgetting about aeroplanes.
No, they don't count.
Why don't they count?
Because they just don't. I don't have a true answer. The answer is they just don't. They just don't count.
Do whatever you want with me.
Hello, there we go.
Afternoon.
Thank you.
You're going to be on my page.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, it's fine, it's good. Really nice fish and chip. Good fish
Beautiful.
and chips. Come and see them.
No complaints. Planes don't count. Private planes don't count, and government vehicles don't seem to count either.
Right.
Also, if you're talking about going green, even my old diesel cars don't count, so long as I pay the charge.
So there's no charge for a certain age diesel then?
Well, if I drive through the low emission zone in London,
yeah,
pay my £12.50, my car then produces no emissions.
That's amazing. I need one of those.
It's almost as if the whole thing is just about money and control, isn't it?
Yeah. Why are they excluding older diesels then?
Well, older diesels do produce more particulates per mile, but the question is, do older diesels produce more particulates per mile and harm the planet more than the building of your electric car that you're going to buy on a 3-year lease deal to then replace with another one after 3 years? I don't know. The jury's out on the maths on that one. I've always advocated buy one car and look after it and maintain it and keep it for as long as humanly possible, which has to be better, you know, the old-fashioned make, do and mend, which has to be better long-term for the planet than replace it every 3 years. Because there's been a lot of different reports that have come out that says, at what point do these electric cars pay back the harm that they've done to the environment, and at what mileage point does it break even effectively? Difficult to get proper data, proper science on it, but for most cars, it's longer than your first lease deal. So by the time the person is handing back their car after owning it for 3 years, chances are they haven't even started to reap the environmental benefit of buying the car in the first place, and they're already replacing it. That's my issue with it.
So after my 3-year lease on my Porsche Taycan...
What's your mileage on your lease deal on your Taycan?
Don't watch this Porsche, by the way. It's supposed to be round about 12,000 miles a year. Mm-hmm. However, I've done something like, I believe, about 20,000 miles.
Yeah, because you go everywhere.
I go everywhere. But I've always done that, and I've always took it back, and it's never really, they've never really bothered with it, to be honest. They've not looked at the mileage.
Most of the stuff that I've seen about the environmental impact of cars means you wouldn't really see an environmental benefit until between 70 and 110,000 miles. But again, it's really difficult to nail that number down properly accurately.
And batteries on them as well. You see lots and lots of stuff on the internet. You never know whether any of it's real. For instance, young children mining for is it lithium or whatever in the batteries. And I've seen photographs of that. I mean, and some people's arguments would be, well, they wouldn't have a job if they didn't do that, and they need it to live if you're taking that away. And also, the cost to replace these batteries is astronomical. I don't know what it is for a Taycan. Pop it in the comment section down below. But to replace the batteries on that's got to be insane.
It's not going to be cheap, and also we don't know the residual value of that car. So you're going to chop it back in from your lease deal. There's probably a fixed price based on the mileage. But let's say 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, what happens to that car? What's it actually worth? What is the battery degradation? And we can't answer any of those questions.
So it could be worth nothing.
Yeah.
if you work
Basically.
out what the batteries are to replace it.
Well, I was looking the other day for a video I was making, the Jaguar I-Pace, which is Jaguar's electric car equivalent of, I guess, your Taycan, 70 grand new. You can buy one with 58,000 miles on the clock for 25 grand. The depreciation on that thing is huge, and it was 3 years old. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants second-hand EVs because the risk is just too big.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have asked me why I've not got rid of it. If you hate your electric car that much, why have you not got rid of it? Because it's now going to cost me, I made a mistake because at one point they offered me more money than I paid for it. And literally within about a month, that changed. And it dropped, and I don't know what happened.
I've heard the same from people in my comments. As a gentleman that waited a long time for a Volkswagen ID4 electric car, ran it for I think 3 months, was offered 5 grand or 10 grand more by the dealer, declined, left it another 6 months, went back to the dealer and said, actually, I think I am ready to to part with it now. The price he was quoted on that day was 15 grand less than they'd originally offered to buy it for. The change in 6 months was huge. It was when there was that chip shortage, nobody could get hold of cars. Everybody was buying in the sort of post-corona, post-pandemic world. Everybody wanted to get their hands on those electric cars, and they just bombed overnight.
It's crazy because now, I mean, it'll cost me to hand it back. It's nuts. And by the way, Porsche, I've said this before, sent me a letter saying we can't fit your electric steering column anymore. So we'll give you, I think it was 400 odd quid or 300 odd quid back. That was nearly 9 months ago, still not got it back. They said, oh, we can't give you that. We have to go to head office and they have to do that, they have to do the other. And also, I don't know whether you know, they took the comfort opening off of me.
I was just about to say that. I've never taken my car to a garage and then collected it and have them say, I'm sorry, we've removed all your door handles because you hadn't paid for those. It's ludicrous.
I said, where's the comfort entry? Oh, it wasn't supposed to be on your car when you bought it, so we've removed it. So I had it for 9 months. Yet they still have, but oh, I could have had it back for £1,100, I think it was. But they won't give me my money back.
That's absolutely crazy.
However, electric vehicle car sales now have apparently bottomed. What's happened there, in your opinion?
You started making videos.
Now that is controversial. My nephew actually said to me, I'm surprised Porsche haven't rung you and said, we'll buy your car back off of you at the price you bought it.
Please, for the love of God, give us that car back. No, I think what's happening is a number of things. I think the people that jumped on the electric car bandwagon early, they're either in your comments feed telling you that electric cars are the best thing ever and you just need to plan your journey better, or after their 3-year lease is up, they've handed the car back and don't intend to replace it with another electric car. They've gone over to petrol or hybrid, which seems to make more sense for people.
Yeah.
I think the early converters to electric cars, I'd love to know some figures on what the re-adoption rate is for another EV. I suspect it's fairly low, which is contributing to the fact that sales are down, basically.
I've even had one guy, I mentioned this to you, and I mentioned on my video before, I met up with him near my girlfriend's house. And he's literally been at me from every angle saying he's lying, he likes his electric car. I've never lied. I always said, I love my electric car. I think the way that it accelerates, the way that it drives, the way that it handles, it's fantastic. And if you charge it at home overnight, and like you said, and you're only doing short journeys, fantastic, brilliant. You take it home, you plug it in, and you get in the morning and it's all right. Unless you can't get the charging cable out like I couldn't this morning because it was stuck in it. I'm trying to do the B-roll and thinking this is not good.
The way I understand it is, an electric car, let's take your Taycan for example. Fast, comfortable, great looking car, does everything that a Porsche should do, practical, it's been reliable for you as far as I know. You could take all of those things, but in order to analyse the car on those factors, you have to get past the charging infrastructure, the way the battery was made, price of replacing the battery, and the cost of the car in the first place. If you can ignore all of those things, then you can compare it to anything else as an actual car. And many people that are these EV evangelists that appear in your comments and my comments ignore all of this section over here and only talk about the benefits of the car and electric. But I argue that you have to take the whole thing as a whole, and part of the reason I can't be convinced on the electric car thing is because I can't get past this stuff over here.
It is very weird though how all these evangelists are So, is it passionate, the word?
I think when you and I have discussed it before, we've used the word cult. And
Cult.
that's sort of how it feels. It's like a religious thing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, they will not be swayed, and they are the best thing ever. And even if they have to plan their journey down to the, you know, like people justifying spending hours and hours and hours in service stations like it's just part and parcel of it. If you just plan your journey. No, I don't want to live that way. Like, I don't want to spend. And your Edinburgh trip the other day, how long? You spent an hour in McDonald's, you got absolutely soaking wet, and you never made it to your destination. I don't want that life.
But apparently I did that wrong.
You did it wrong.
Yeah, because I went to the wrong charging point because there was another one up the road, I think you'll find.
Should have planned your journey better.
Planned your journey better. Yeah, you didn't need to do that. You should have gone to the whatever one it was. And also, you shouldn't have... I charged up too soon, apparently. I should...
Excuse me while I just spit my food out. You charged up too soon.
I charged up too soon, that's what some of them said. I did it all wrong, basically. Somebody else has done it in their Tesla and they did it in one go and back, one go or whatever. I mean, if you remember Jeremy Clarkson in Top Gear years ago, had an Audi R8, I think it was, diesel, and he went up to Edinburgh and back on one tank.
Yeah.
And he just went and turned around. Do that in an electric car.
It looks painful. Your experiences of owning an EV seems to me like driving around constantly with the fuel light on. Just stressful.
It's range anxiety, and range anxiety is real. I also had to stay in a hotel overnight, which was another expense. It was insane, and apparently I didn't need to stop in a hotel overnight. And I got smoke coming from the front of my car, which apparently was, somebody said to me, that's steam from your brakes. No, it wasn't. It smelled of smoke, I can tell you, but I was wrong on that one as well. On so many counts, and they've got an answer for everything. It's unbelievable. But it just took me ages. But I mean, I'll ask you a yes or a no without a politician's answer on this one then.
Go on.
Do you think electric cars are the future? Will they take over the internal combustion engine?
Yes. But that's only because that's the way the government wants it to go, and we'll all be legislated out of our internal combustion engine cars. If enough people realise what's going on in the bigger picture, then hopefully my answer will be no.
It's sad though, isn't it? Because years ago, you look back and you look at the professionals, you know, the TV series, and they're in the Ford Capris or whatever engine it was at the time. And it was fantastic. They'd got style, they'd got class.
Yeah.
And you've got people now saying, get a Tesla that looks like a Chamford Smarty. It looks terrible. I mean, it's a step up from Mr. Bean's car.
There is no iconic car chase scene that is improved by replacing an internal combustion engine with a battery. Can you imagine doing like Bullet? Someone's probably edited that, haven't they? The car chase from Bullet. Do that with electric cars.
Yeah.
All of the build-up for that car chase is Steve McQueen and the noise of the Mustang. It's the days before they even put music on the soundtrack. It's just the sound of the engine. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to make that. I'm going to do it. To prove to people that you need the soul.
Fiat have now brought out, by the way, have you seen it? I think it's Shmee I saw him do it. He brought a TikTok thing. They've actually brought out the Fiat, what's the little Barber?
Oh yeah.
Right? With the sound of an engine. It's an EV, but the sound of an engine that you can put on it. Why? Why not just have one in the first place?
Yeah, absolutely.
And work on fuels that are actually... You just use air fuel. There you go. Just use airplane fuel.
Oh yeah, because that's zero emissions.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just do that? Did we just solve the climate crisis?
We've solved it. Just use airplane fuel, jet fuel.
All it took was 2 YouTubers, a river, and some fish and chips, and we've done it.
There you go. If you
believe it.
If you're watching, then you know, there's your answer to it. It's just nuts. The more you look at it, it's crazy. But I mean, have you driven an electric car?
I have. I drove a Volvo C40 Recharge.
Yeah.
And I was blown away by the fact that it could accelerate so hard it made me feel sick.
A lot of people have said that in my car.
I've not driven a Taycan yet, so you'll have to give me the acceleration experience later.
You can have a go in it.
I'd imagine it's quicker than the Volvo, isn't it? It is a Porsche after all. And that Volvo is a bit ludicrous. I'll look at the specs in a minute.
Have a look at the specs, but I mean, I know the Taycan Turbo S is insane. It's like your kidneys are going in the back of your back. It's crazy, but anyway.
Does it have a turbo?
You can't really have a turbo on an electric car, can you?
So it's basically like, I suppose
It's
that's
a lie.
That's in line with the LGBTQ movement, isn't it? Then it identifies as a turbo.
Yes.
It's allowed these days.
It is, yeah.
In my book, it's called badge shaming.
My Taycan identifies as a milk float.
I've heard you call it that, and every time I see a milk float, I think, didn't we have it right in the old days?
Yeah.
You know, when your milkman would turn up in an electric, short-range vehicle to deliver you glass bottles of milk that you then gave back to him.
Yeah.
That was the correct way of doing things.
Yeah.
And now we've got it all wrong.
We've got plastic everything. It's a little bit like McDonald's with their plastic straw, right? You can now have a paper straw because that saves the environment, but you can still have the plastic bit round the top like that. I'd rather have a paper one of those than a plastic straw.
Yeah, but we've got to save the turtles. Do you know how many straws kill turtles every year?
Go on.
Nowhere near as many as we've been led to believe.
Really?
Yeah, most of the plastic in the ocean is basically from the shipping and from the fishing industry. But should probably not say that whilst I'm eating a piece of cod.
Yeah, it's a lovely cod, by the way.
Mm.
Anyway, we'll eat the rest of these fish and chips, and we'll see you out front to mark them out of 10. But so far, very good. Not sure about this poor man's Ribena though.
But Vimto's been around forever, and I like that. It's a brand that's been with us for a long time.
I don't know. There's just I've got a Ribena in my car that I've been drinking on the way down. Ribena or Vimto? Pop it in the comment section down below. We'll see you guys outside. Right, my friends. So first things first. Cost. Come in a little bit. £27.80.
Not cheap for fish and chips, is it?
Now from Yorkshire, I'm not from Yorkshire, I'm Nottinghamshire by the way, but a lot of people say I'm adopted Yorkshire. I go, how much?
What is your most expensive fish and chips you've had so far?
Oh crikey, blimey, that's a good question. Actually, I will ask the viewers actually. What's the most expensive fish and chips I've had so far? I would probably say, blimey, might be down at Gordon Ramsay's or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Pay for the name.
Paying for the name. But, I mean, it's a beautiful town. Is it village? Town? Town? Village? Gorgeous. Fish and chips were really nice. No skin.
Gorgeous. It's Ironbridge Gorge.
Ironbridge
It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous fish and chips. There you go. However, I've already got the name for this.
Go on.
For this video.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I forgot it. It was...
A bridge too far?
No, it's Dirty Diesel versus Evil.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
There you go, because you're the Dirty Diesel.
I am the Dirty Diesel, but I'm going to make it home.
Yeah. You mark the fish and chips.
I reckon the fish and chips for me is a solid 8 out of 10.
Good
but
score.
I am introducing into my 8 out of 10 the scenery, because I believe that's a big part of it.
It is.
When you're by the sea and you can hear the seagulls and you can smell the salt water,
Yeah.
it just, everything tastes better. And this has got an element of that, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a few seagulls, we've got a gorge, lovely village, and the river as well.
And the river.
So,
yeah. Do you know what? I reckon fish was nice, batter was crispy, great, amazing view. Nice that you can sit outside. I mean, that Vimto is questionable, but there we go. If you're watching, by the way, change it to Ribena. Come on, have a word.
I can't believe this. I can't believe you go Ribena over Vimto.
It's like electric cars versus...
No, this is new
diesel.
to me. This is I'm a Vimto fanboy, so this is all new to me.
No.
Would you go Ironbrew over Vimto?
Do you know what? I'm fairly new to Ironbrew.
Ironbrew's good.
Made in Scotland from Gowders.
Yeah.
And I love Ironbrew.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I've had it since I've been doing the Scotland jaunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Yeah, Ironbrew. Yeah, I like a bit of Ironbrew. My score anyway. Do you know what? I reckon you're right, about 8.
Ironbrew in Ironbridge would have been a 9, but an 8 as well.
Yeah, so there you go, 8. Right, now you're gonna... Now, what I want you to do, I want you to head over to this guy's channel, right?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Subscribe
Yeah.
to Geoff Buys Cars, right?
I don't always wear a tie. I've done that for him.
Yeah, there you go. Subscribe to Geoff Buys Cars, because on his channel he's now going to drive my Taycan. So there you go. So we're going to wind my video up here, because I'm going to be on your video then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so head over to him. You'll see his picture at the end, right? That's his channel, Geoff Buys Cars. You'll see a little thing in a minute, and then subscribe to him and go and watch the video of him driving my electric Taycan. So there you go.
Absolutely not going to bash EVs, are we?
We're not going to bash EVs. No. I promise not to bash EVs. Do you promise not to bash EVs?
Yeah, but my fingers are crossed behind my back.
Anyway, if you are new to the channel as well, please do hit the subscribe. Why are you not subscribed to me if you're not? Just do it. Do it now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. So who won then? Diesel or evil?
Well, I gained 19 miles on my run here and you lost 30.
Yeah, so basically you won.
For viewers of this channel, I started out with a full tank and my car was saying it was going to do 540 miles. I then drove 40 miles here and I've got 519 left.
And on that bombshell, because I'm now going to have to go and charge on the way back home. What are you going to do? Are you stopping on the way back?
No, I'm just going to drive straight back.
I reckon though.
I'm also going to drive to Suffolk on Thursday without stopping at a petrol station as well.
What's in this, the same tank of fuel that you've got in there?
Oh yeah.
Right, well I'll have charged about 3 times since then as well. I'll tell you who's behind all this.
Go on.
This is, controversy's out. Costa Coffee and Krispy Kreme.
That's a conspiracy that I didn't know about.
It's all down to Krispy Kreme.
It's all down to the donut man.
It's the donut and the coffee people, which is Coca-Cola who owns Costa Coffee, isn't it?
So there we have the answer to the question.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Oh dear. Keep going people's way.
We are in our, so we're going to end it here. So make sure you head over, subscribe to this guy's channel, watch him drive the evil, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. A little bit of an outro, but look at this, right? It's April. It is April, isn't it? It's April. It's April.
Nearly May.
It's nearly May. Look at this. An all year round Christmas shop. How cool is that? Right, head over to his channel. Go on, we'll see you on there. Bye bye. Right, so I am back. It's now 4:45 in the afternoon, and I came back on the M6 toll road because it said I wasn't going to make it range-wise, and it needed to reroute me for a charge. I didn't do that. I thought I'll risk it, and I've got back to the office in Mansfield with 24 miles range left and 10% of battery. Now, it's going to take a while to charge. I'll show you in a minute how long it's going to take. I was going to go to Leeds. I've sacked that off tonight because I thought otherwise I've got to go on one of the fast chargers. That'll cost me 40 or 50 quid. And I thought it'll only cost me like 10 or 14 pound here. And I'm flying off tomorrow. So I rung Sarah and she went, don't even bother coming up. You'll be here on next Wednesday anyway. So I'm going to do that, charge up in a minute. But there you go. I'll turn the camera around. Look, there you go. 24 miles of range, 10%. Now I'll plug it in and we'll see what we've got. Right, so I've plugged the car in. It's now 4:52 p.m. and if you look, it's going to be charged at, there we go, 9 minutes past 5 in the morning. That's quite a long time. Right, and Geoff has just sent me pictures of what he's got. He started the day with 540 miles of range in his diesel car, and he's just got back. Here's some pictures on screen. I think he said 552 miles of range. So he's actually got more range on his car than when he left with his diesel. Not jealous at all. That's not right, is it? And now this thing's useless now until tomorrow morning. Anyway, on that bombshell, what's that proven? Well, I think it's proved that diesel cars are better. Bye bye.